Welcome to Start Building Me, my nightly training session to prove to you that consistency is way more important than the intensity and duration of your sessions, folks. You got to train every day. Whoa, it's mandatory. That was some crazy effects there, folks. I will try and keep my phone out of my pocket. How about that? Where was I? Yeah, so basically, folks, you got to train every day. That's just the way it goes, like eating and sleeping. It's just one of those things that you got to do. It can be short and sweet. It doesn't have to be arduous. It doesn't have to be rock climbing like I went today and destroying my hands. But it should just be, pumping the blood through your body, raising your heart rate, raising your blood pressure temporarily. Temporarily is the key word there, because you don't want high blood pressure and high heart rate forever. And then go back to your devices, have dinner. If you're in Australia with me now, especially on the East Coast, go watch some TV, finish up your work, do your study, whatever it is, go to sleep. If you're joining me from Europe, then get ready to go to work and start your day. But basically, folks, you got to train, you got to exercise. That is just the way it goes. So without further ado, I'm going to do some squats and some push-ups. And look, the fringe benefit of my training is that it can go out to the internet on this massive communication tool to show you what I do every day and what I have been doing every day since I was about 8 years old, folks. And by doing so, you can make sure that everything always stays in check, nothing gets damaged. You'll be able to live a rich and healthy life for a lot longer, and make sure that you don't end up going back into the fetal position and dying a slow, painful and horrible death. Just joking, folks, but seriously, you'll improve the quality of your life without fail if you do this stuff light and easy, nice and casual, usually 15 minutes or so, sometimes up to 30, depending on how much time I have and how much exercise I need to get. With a lot of cycling today, though, and a lot of rock climbing, I'm feeling kind of tired. I think I'm going to go get some chicken or something and have that tonight. I've got some space from some dogs, so that's also good. So without further ado, we'll do some squats, and as I'll always explain to you on the fly what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and as always, folks, we're competing against ourselves in our performance yesterday. So if you find you can't keep up or it's challenging, that's fine. If you can do one squat and a push-up in some shape or form, or one of the variants that I propose, then that's what we're gaming here, folks, is just how much you can do. And as it's called Start Building Me, it means we want to see if we can get a benchmark for you somehow and to work off that. So a squat looks like this, folks. You've probably seen it before, because it's what you do when you stand up off a chair, sit down on a chair, stand back up. If you want to keep your back straighter, especially for me with poor flexibility, I'll have to widen that stance to get the right form stickler posture. But because it's not a weighted squat, it doesn't matter if your back, like a sort of pendulum, comes forward a little bit. As long as you're not rolling your back like that, you should be alright. So as you'll see, my spine stays neutral. It's not round, it's staying as it should in this correct motion. So do a few, shake it off. If you've got 5 or 10, do 5 or 10. If you can do 50 at once, even better. I usually try to keep it in sets of 10 from here due to my favorite training regimen called German volume training, which is typically 10 repetitions by 10 sets. But I usually piece out about 50 reps of squats, 50 of push-ups, and then I go and do what I need to do as well, folks. So like I said, this is just here for me to get a quick exercise session out, document it on the web, and just show people that this is how you train. Here are the foundations of exercise. This is where it all begins. And as I always say, you can have a terrible day and you can do a bit of exercise, and folks, it can turn that day around. So sitting back into your heels, weights going to the outside of your feet, you're driving your toes into your ground. Really get that tactility, that dexterity with your feet. Your feet should be like fingers, but our shoes have made our feet devolve essentially. So instead of being more like hands like you'll see a chimp has, we've just got these dead toes and not that much dexterity in there. So we can try and get a little bit back with some barefoot squats. So toes drive into the ground, weight goes to the outside of your feet, which is why you have arches in your feet, or you should have arches in your feet. Sitting back into your heels, you can put your arms out if you want to counterbalance so you don't fall back. I usually like to keep it like this, like a preacher as I call them, and breathe, folks. This is something where we're fighting gravity. You should be able to do it all day, every day. It should be an easy exercise, folks. It's funny, I see people at the gym who can bench press more than they can squat. This is a very backwards way of exercising. Oh, not again. It'll be contagious on screen. Sorry, folks, if you are also tired. I know yawning around people always makes them yawn as well. So sorry about that. That's just the way it goes. And as I always say, folks, breathe, breathe, breathe. It's still free for the time being. Shake out everything. If stuff's tight, hey, star jump in the house. Shake it out. It's the end of the day here on the eastern seaboard in Australia. I've got my jorts on again, like a fly girl with my pockets hanging out. Had to take Freggles and the lads for the walk, so had to put some shorts on. I will try not to yawn, folks, but as I say, I'm failing miserably now. I even had a snooze, a bit of a siesta this afternoon because I've been programming, and it makes me very tired. But nonetheless, let's try and get some blood pumping through our bodies and into our brains, folks. I need it as much as the next man. 4, 6, 8, 10. Feel that blood pumping around your body, folks. Quick exercise. Man. I think I sleep or get more tired if I do my cold plunge in the morning. I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast, and he said instead of doing it after exercise and training, which is counterintuitive, I thought it would be good to get that anti-inflammatory effect after exercising, but you want obviously a bit of inflammation after training. It's good. So he pitched it. Obviously this is a multi-millionaire who has multi-millionaire doctor friends, so there's probably an element of truth to it, where you do cold plunge first thing in the morning. And I was explaining to Sally Star Jump no more than a few hours ago with that 5-second rule. You just wake up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get out of bed and start walking to the cold plunge. Stand at the edge of it. I put my Sam Harris podcast on, my Sam Harris meditation app, waking up, put on my daily meditation, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I hop into that tank. And it's bitter cold and everything hurts for a minute, and then you get numb for it. And then it's a very, very zen-like experience, folks. So obviously that's not a start-building.me thing. You know, it's it's not even that advanced, but it's quite costly in the procedure to have one of these cold plunges. But it's been very good for me. It certainly was good to do before climbing today, but my hands still got absolutely wrecked. So having to improve those over time. As always, sitting back into your heels, weight goes to the outside of your feet. Drive those toes into the ground. Arms come out as a counterbalance, or the preacher like I do, and breathe. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'm showing them sideways. It's easier to do it to avoid an optical parallax in the camera when I'm looking at it. Again, making everybody tired. Now, as I always say, the weight goes to the outside of your feet. By doing that, Your legs should look like that. If you find your weight isn't going to the outside of your feet, it will go to the inside of your feet. And by doing that, you will wreck your knees, folks. Do not wreck your knees. You only have one set, and getting them fixed costs a lot of money, especially if you're in the States. It takes you a long time to get over it, and then they're never fully better. Well, after playing Cyberpunk 2077, I think there's a good chance that we'll be able to get some bionic limbs soon, be jumping off the roofs, etc. But I've deleted the game now. It was just one other vice that I didn't need. Not that I've got many vices these days, but it was, hey, looks like my hat's disappearing again. What happened? Actually, I think I know what happened. Hang on, let me try something. Walk and talk, and get rid of that. Halo effect. Yeah, okay. Further back now as well. I'll have to check that out. And just as I thought I'd fix that. No. That doesn't change a thing. Anyway, I won't get focused on that, even though I totally will. It's annoying the hell out of me. Let's do some more squats. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I think it's when I move quickly. Made it worse, I think. Well, it's only... Very, very strange. It was alright, and then I made it worse today. Who would have thought? I'm going to do 10 more squats and then do some push-ups, and then we'll get out of here, and I'm going to fix this damn screen. One day I will solve it. It's around there. It's okay? No. Very, very odd. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 10. Let's do some push-ups. I knew you'd say I won't get fixated now. You would, mate, every single time. That's just the way I am, always with this stuff. It's when you spend a lot of time trying to fix something and then it pops its ugly head back. And it's for sure is, because it's right there, which is where my backlight is. So right there, which is exactly where that light is. No, it's not, but you know, it's one of those things, like I said, is as any sort of performance, if it bothers the performer, it's, you know, it's way worse than that. So I'm just trying to see, you can actually see the lens flare of the light right there. Just curiously, I wonder if I move it forward, it would be better. I'll do it after I end the stream. Anyway. Down to my floor cam. Bust out some push-ups and then get out of here, folks. My hands are pretty sore, so it's going to be interesting to do push-ups. As always, spread your fingers, do them off your knees if you have to. I will be doing tutorials. My video editor has fallen off the face of this earth. Typical lazy bum. Just joking, Tom, but seriously, quit docking me, man. Spread your fingers, tense your butt, dig your toes into the ground, and breathe. Yes. So that makes sense. There'd be lens flare if it comes further forward. I think that might solve the problem. I think I must have pushed it a little bit back yesterday. I think the other thing that I might be able to do is put a for the light, have it focus, what's it called, a shade, so the bulb isn't flaring, basically, because even though it's a compact fluorescent, it would still flare a little bit. Anyway, folks, like I said, still 2 years in, still in the beta development with minor setbacks, obviously, but nonetheless, it is going to be something that is just visible in an app, and like I said, that tallies your squats and your push-ups to show you the foundation of athleticism, which is performance over time monitoring, folks. If you want to get good at something, you need to track it, else you will lose interest or lose focus. So with athleticism, it's performance over time, whether it's weights going up or speed or time going down, i.e. speed going up. Weight going down isn't a great metric. There are better performance indicators that you can monitor, which will inspire you to keep going, folks, and that's how you'll solidify that habit and improve your consistency, is by actually monitoring the data over time. If you just go to the gym for the feel-good factor, there's nothing wrong with that, and I'll always say that's great. But if you want to monitor your performance, you're going to be more inspired to do what is known as progressive overload, which means you will improve on your current performance and improve your gains as well. So that's what we're working in. That's the grand scheme of things, folks. But that's not going to happen until I fix that lens flare. As you can see, no lens flare here because it's up, further up at the top. Looking forward to a shower today, folks. I smell like my climbing shoes and they do not smell good. My feet were numb by the time I left the climbing gym. Oh no, thank goodness. I thought there was lens flare for a second there. I was about to lose my mind. Bust out a few more push-ups or band exercises, dumbbell curls. See, I've even got my dumbbell here to show people. You could just be sitting here doing some dumbbell curls. It's all good, folks. Some sort of exercise. Doesn't have to be something holistic like a compound exercise. It can be an isolation exercise, which is what a dumbbell curl is. Obviously, you're just working your forearms a little bit, some grip strength, but predominantly your bicep there. Switch it up, do a few and, you know, basically to do whatever you can do, folks. If you're banged up in a wheelchair, we've had people train here with cerebral palsy, whatever you can do. It could be therabands. Come in here, like I said, not even kidding, and just take your time, check out the beautiful sunrise in my virtual Maroubra studio here at startbuilding.me, and just block out the garbage for a while. As undoubtedly you'll be exposed to it plenty. I'm going to bust out 20 more push-ups in one. Then I'm going to bid the old farewell wherever you are in the world, whether live or watching on review. Like and subscribe as always. I will be improving my setup over time, but the underlying concept remains. You've got to train every day, folks. Like it or lump it. You can kick and scream trying to come up with excuses about you don't have time, BS. You need the money, BS. You got to go to a gym, BS. You can make up excuses. I can counter every single one of them, folks. You just need to have a positive perspective that it will improve the quality of your life, and you've just got to do it, folks. Just do it like the Nike slogan. Please don't sue me. 1, 5, 10, 15, 20. That's it, folks. Take it easy. Lots of love to you wherever you are in the world. Switch off your TV, read a book, learn something new. Don't bicker with idiots online. As they say, there's a great expression: never wrestle with a pig, you'll just get covered in shit and the pig likes it. Some Gordo wisdom for the day. Have a good night, folks. Take it easy.